so a little bit of context. This is my 1991 240. I've had it for maybe like a year now. I originally got the car to drift, so that was the reason why I got it in the first place. And on the last one, I don't know, I suck, so I crashed it into a wall, which is where I am now. So that's the quick and dirty background on it. Tank was super rusty on the inside. If I have the pictures, I'll kind of flash them up now. So I took the fuel tank out once and tried to clean it, and that didn't really work. So the issues I was running into was I was kind of clogging fuel filters like every couple laps, and it was just stumbling and never really running consistent. So that's been a big problem the whole time I've had it. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the rusty fuel tank out. I'm going to put in the clean fuel tank. So here's my new old fuel tank that I got for $80 locally. So I just picked this up the other day, and my fuel tank is pink because why not? But this is what I'll be removing, and we'll go through that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start removing it, and then yeah. Just like everything else, preparation is key. You definitely need a 17 to get the bolts for the straps on the fuel tank. 12, 14, 10. Various other stuff. If you're like me and you never have the right tool exactly, you kind of just guess. Wheel chocks, skateboard to use as a creeper when rolling the old fuel tank out and rolling the new fuel tank in, just to help out. Jack stands, jack, fuel tank. Alright, so there are a few things that I kind of forgot to mention. When you're getting ready to pull the fuel tank, you want to depressurize the fuel system because you're going to have to pull the fuel pump out and all that. So that's not too bad. You come into the fuel box here. I already did it. So you come in here, and let me see, mine's a little jacked up from the crash. But so you look at the fuse box cover, and it tells you your fuel pump is this 10 amp fuse, and so that's this guy here. It's right in the middle there. It's a little 10 amp fuse. So you will want to pull that fuse out, and then with a needle nose plier or something, or if you have stronger fingers than me. So you want to pull that fuse out and then just turn the car on until it stumbles and stalls, and that's when you know that your fuel system is depressurized. So I already did that, and now I've disconnected the battery. And so after that, you want to come to the back where your fuel pump is, and you want to start disconnecting that. So it's 4 10mm bolts, and this one, I only had one of them. It was a Phillips head screw. So you take this all off. You're gonna want to unplug this one, so sorry about that. So unplug that, and then you can lift this guy up, and get a look in here. So what you'll do next is unscrew your 2 Phillips head hose clamps or whatever you have installed. I put these on myself just because I put a new fuel line in because mine were all torn. And then there's 6 bolts all the way around, and this is the fuel pump assembly. So I'll pull that out in a second and show you what that looks like. Oh, and pay attention to which hose is to which side when you're disconnecting them, so that you don't get confused later on. I'm probably going to go ahead and just mark mine with tape. Alright, and you'll want to put like a rag down so that when you take the fuel hose off, you don't want to spill gas everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put a rag underneath that. Alright, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and mark it with tape so I know which side is which. So green hose to green feed. Oh, and then there's one more. Yeah, so there's this ventilation tube here that's held on with a little clamp, so you just want to get that guy out too. So there's your 3 hoses. So this is the green one that I marked. So it's either the feed or, yeah, that's the feed, I'm pretty sure. This one's the return, and this is the vent. So the reason why I ran out a second ago was because that O-ring that goes around, for some reason it like stretches out. I don't know if it's like contamination or what the problem is, but I went ahead and just quickly covered it in a rag and brought it inside and threw it in the freezer so that hopefully it shrinks back down to size by the time I get the other tank in and ready to install, so we'll see how that goes. But let's take a look inside the tank and see how gnarly it is. And believe it or not, I did clean it out a lot, but you can see in there all of the deposit, like all of the rust in there. You can see on the bottom of the tank, like it was way worse before I cleaned it. Let me see, you can't really get a sense for how gnarly this shit is in here, but I guess you can kind of see it. It's just disgusting. So, like, look how disgusting this is. Like, look at all that rust. Like, no wonder why I'm clogging fuel filters left and right. This is just stupid. It's almost time to drop the fuel tank now. Just wanted to mention, you know, like, you want to try to get as much of the gas out as possible. If you're kind of dumb like me, then your tank was completely full. I didn't want to record how I did it just because, you know, using some sort of electric pump with gasoline is dangerous, and I don't want to condone any methods. Leave that up to your best judgment. Do your research, be safe. Alright, so just getting this ready to go through. So there's like this little rubber piece that sticks through. It looks like this, and this groove gets in that little area between just to hold it in place. The other thing that holds it in place is a 10mm right here, 10 or 12, I don't know, because mine is missing too, so not gonna worry about it right now. There is this thing that you can see when you're in there, but this is attached, so I'm not gonna disconnect it because it all drops out at one time. So the only thing left to do now is pop this plastic cover off, and it's held on by a couple of 10mm bolts. There's one there, there's another one there, and then there's one up there. So looks like 3. Those 3 guys come off, and then cover comes off, and then the 17 mils, and yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if it looked as smooth on video as it felt in real life, but it went pretty well. So sorry. So now I'm just gonna reconnect the hoses and reinstall the fuel pump, and yeah. Just a quick note. When installing hoses or re-putting them on, makes it easier to lube them up with a little bit of WD-40 to get the process started. So yeah, I guess, I don't know, you can probably tell that I don't really know what I'm doing, so take it all with a grain of salt. And yep, almost done. Let's do it. So before I jump in and reinstall everything, I was just looking at this, and it's pretty nasty. Like, it's very dirty and gross. So before I reinstall everything, I'm just gonna give this a quick like spray. Yeah, so I put this like tape cover over it just to make sure none of that dirt or any of that shit falls in. So that's what I'm gonna do real quick, and then I'll reinstall the fuel pump and everything like that. So whoever did this last, definitely that what I was talking about with the O-ring like deforming and not going back in right the second time after you take it out, like for sure that's what happened to them. So you can see all this like RTV that's just like dried and disgusting around here. They probably just didn't even run the O-ring and just put RTV, so it's really gunked up and nasty right now. I'm not gonna it, like I don't have any wire wheels like handy, and this is clean enough that I'm just gonna put my old O-ring in, and yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reinstall everything. It's clean enough for me right now. I'm probably gonna have to get a new fuel pump and everything anyways, so at that point in time I'm gonna put like a brand new O-ring, new fuel pump, clean all this RTV disgusting off. Yeah, I got the fuel tank in, which is really all I wanted to get done today, so I'm happy with that progress. I think, I don't know, I kind of rushed through it, but I think this might have been a helpful video. I hope it was. I guess I'm gonna prove that I got it all hooked back together, so let me just prove it real fast. Alright, so there it is. That high idle that's what happens when you unplug the MAF sensor to make it run when there's a huge air leak. But other than that, it does run, so hopefully y'all believe me on that. I'm not happy with some of the things that I did today, including you know, not really cleaning that area where all that ATV was, where I put the fuel pump back in. That's pretty sloppy. A lot of those bolts, like the 6 bolts around where the fuel pump cover goes, those were like stripped and on the old fuel tank, which I'm not happy with. So what I'm probably gonna do is, before I bring it over to Jack's to start doing like the actual welding and everything, I'll get the new fuel pump, I'll get the new O-ring for the new fuel pump, and I'll re-tap those holes probably and put bigger hardware in, and just make sure everything's cleaned up, so like I don't have to worry about that in the future, and I don't have to like feel bad about doing sloppy work. But yeah, other than that, everything kind of went as planned today. Got it all done, got the new fuel tank in like I said. I got to get rid of that rusty old gas and put new gas in this fuel tank, and just get everything sorted out. I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, I don't know. Leave comments if I did something that looked wrong, or if you have tips on how to do things better in the future. Like, I appreciate that help, so please definitely comment. And if you want to stay tuned on updates and future videos, you know, subscribe. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll put another video out soon. Alright, peace out.